weekend 2, night 1, episode 2. That's a lot to say all at once. And remember, but this is AIM Dance Summerfest Art Talks with Paige. Paige, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Tell me, how far did you come from?
I came from Urbana, Illinois. So
Wow.
flew from Urbana to Dallas and then Dallas to Beaumont.
You flew into Beaumont.
Yes, I did.
Ah.
But my dancers, actually, one of my dancers is from Houston originally. So
Okay.
They flew into Houston and then drove from Houston to here. So it worked out very well.
It worked out very well. So let's start by getting to know each other a little bit about your background, your dance history, and where you are now.
Yeah, so I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio originally, Midwest gal. Grew up at a public performing arts school from 4th grade to 12th grade in this amazing training of like a lot of ballet, a lot of modern dance, and a lot of exposure to a lot of different things that my teacher was just always exposing us and encouraging us to be as versatile as possible. And then upon graduation, I moved to New York. I went to school in New York and then joined the Paige Cunningham Dance Company. And I was with Merce for just about 4 years, and then realized I was kind of ready for a shift. Did kind of move back home for a minute, waited tables for a second, found myself, as one does sometimes in their mid to late 20s, and then wound up going to grad school at the University of Illinois and started teaching. Upon finishing grad school, moved to Chicago to teach at Columbia College, where I was for 15 years. And now I'm back at the University of Illinois just finished my 4th year there. So
yeah, what is that like to return?
It's kind of amazing. I mean, it's been kind of a full circle moment. I think that program shaped me so much as a dancer as I was getting my MFA, like just opened my eyes to so much. And my professors at the time are still mentors and now colleagues, which is kind of wild sometimes. But I'm still performing, believe it or not. And I'm performing for Cynthia Oliver, who was my professor when I was a grad student. I was in her work 20 years ago and now I get to be a part of her work right now. We just performed at Bates Dance Festival. Yes. And just having this full circle moment of this woman that has had such a profound impact on me and my training and my ideas of dance, and to be able to revisit and work with her again, some 20 years later is, I don't know, it's a privilege. So yeah, that's sort of my.
Okay, well, I want to dive deeper.
Yeah, I went probably too far.
No. I want to dive deeper into this idea, because the 20-year-old body,
yes,
versus the
very different
20 plus, however many years, they're different bodies.
Absolutely.
So same person, similar process.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that?
It's a lot of different maintenance. I mean, I've had to kind of reevaluate, negotiate, how I'm eating, what I'm putting into my body, how I'm training, what the recovery looks like. Recovery, I had no recovery in my 20s.
Yes.
I think I just got off stage and just went to bed. But now it's okay, hour of winding down. We just did these shows at Bates, and it was immediately after the show was over, chocolate milk, to get the recovery process started. So it's been a whole kind of, it's a bit of a mind game too, because you have these ideas of yourself in your 20s, the dancer you were then. I'm not the same dancer now, but also recognizing and embracing what you bring in an older, more mature, wiser body, I'd like to think. So that's been really beautiful. But yeah, I'm training in a way I've never trained before in some ways. Just have to think about it so much differently now. And yeah.
That's incredible. I think it's incredible. I haven't stepped on stage in quite some time. But we also have AIM Dance Company 18 and older. Yeah. Some of them have been dancing with me since their early 20s. Now they're stepping into their early 30s.
That's amazing.
And having these conversations of, well, that doesn't feel the same anymore.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to continue to change with you. And how do you approach the process?
Exactly.
And how do you approach the choreography? And, I start hearing things the older they get of, I'm more interested in the creative process than in the performance. Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What does that really mean for you? So yes, we are in the middle of processes right now here at the festival, and so we've actually been having a few of these conversations this week. So it's interesting to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with me. The work that you have this weekend at the festival, Duet. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's called Push. Anna and Nawal, the performers, so they attended University of Illinois. They were students I had in class there, and it started as a solo on Anna. We like maybe 2 years ago, we were like, let's get in the studio and just try some things out. And a lot of those early rehearsals were like conversations just around our training and kind of what we were working on as we were growing up as young dancers. Anna had a lot of ballet training when she was younger, so we were comparing notes and just I feel like a theme that sort of came up was this love we have of ballet, but also kind of attention at times as well. And so I started sharing, like, I would often get the feedback like too much effort, or make it easier, or feminize. I mean, sometimes being told like feminize your port de bras. It's like, what does that even mean? And I was really drawn to like the jumping and the flying through space, and she was kind of sharing similarly. And so that sort of gravitated into a discussion around her like athletic background as well. Anna played a lot of soccer growing up. I never played any sports, but I've always like loved watching a lot of sports. So sports sort of became a background in this work. And actually there's a moment in the piece they do this gesture and it looks like they're throwing a ball in. And that became a theme and led us down this other road of talking about sort of aggression and the way that in sports it can be embraced, like kind of the female aggression, but then in dance, like that gets kind of shunned. Like if you're a more, I don't know, for me, some of my early training, I felt like I tended towards more like just having
the physicality of
the physicality, the sense of attack, and feeling at times that was being told to like dampen down a little bit. So I was really interested in like, okay, let's just show this, like, put it out there. And that became a theme for the piece, I would say. And like fast footwork, like literally we would come up with like footwork drills. She would share things she did in soccer around footwork. So that sort of laid some groundwork. And then we decided that it needed to be a duet. And Anna and Nawal, I saw their relationship in college, like just good friends and like the camaraderie they had with each other. And I really wanted two people that were really comfortable dancing together and I knew would kind of bring this world in. And it kind of just took off from there. Yeah. So it's gone through several iterations and we made it pretty quickly. And I think that affects sort of the timing of the work because there's a lot of like intensity and then it stops abruptly, and slowness, and then intensity, it ramps up and then it stops again. So that, and I sort of leaned into that. And I think some of that also probably as like we're now in 2026, like the state of the world and recognizing like kind of the chaotic news cycle of this new thing is happening, now this thing, and now, oh, here's another thing that's just, and I feel like that sort of seeped its way into this duet a little bit. And there's sort of this almost like secretly plotting, if you will.
Yeah. Well, when you were saying like the go and the stop and the go and the stop and sports references in my head, I mean, you complete the play.
Yep.
And then there's a moment.
Yep.
And then we do another play. And then there's a moment. And I don't know much about sports. Played a little softball when I was younger, but I would not consider myself an athletic person, but I do tend to go more towards the athleticism of dance, really physical, really grounded. Maybe that's kind of my protest to the feminine approach.
Yeah. Similarly.
Like, what is feminine movement?
Yeah.
What is masculine movement?
That 20 years later.
So, what does that actually mean? So taking the audience into account in this process, what do you hope that they get out of experiencing this work?
Yeah, I think I really want them to be drawn into this world that I think Anna and Nawal sort of create together. I mean, in some ways, I'm like, maybe it's not the most audience-friendly work. Like, it starts in silence. Then there's the sound score is just these bells, actually from Notre Dame in Paris.
Yeah.
And it's just monotonous and repetitive. And I was drawn to that because there was something about like just having to sit with this and like this intensity that they're putting out on the stage, for me sort of replicates how I feel in our country, in the world right now.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of back and forth and discomfort and having to deal with like an onslaught of crap constantly. And how do we navigate that space and stay in community and camaraderie?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I have a feeling as an audience member, it may not be the easiest piece in some ways to watch, but that's sort of, I think, what I'm interested in, is like just sitting in with this world and like watching these two dancers just charge the space and then retreat and charge and retreat. And so there's something about that. And then the monotony of this sound over and over that might make you go a little bit mad by the end.
Well,
but
I mean, that's kind of the point,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Art should provoke.
Yeah.
And my phrase is that dance should move.
Yep. Yep.
Whatever that means. Like, yes, it is a moving art form, but the audience should be moved.
Yeah.
And or be able, I say a lot, like, what can they take away?
Yeah.
And it's really, what is the experience that they're going to have in this moment? How do you want them to feel? What do you want them to think? Who do you want them to be?
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure the audience knows that that's my expectation for them.
Yeah.
Is that they will sit in the discomfort.
Yeah.
And be a part of the experience or the experiment.
Yeah.
Of what if we do this? How are you going to respond? And if we do this, are you going to accept? Are you going to reject? That's the part that really fascinates me, is I want the human condition. I want to know how you feel. And now I'm very interested to see. I want to talk to the audience afterwards. How did you do?
Yeah.
What was your role? Yeah. What was that experience like for the audience? I think that that's really important.
Yeah. And just to watch these two strong women take the stage and like not hold back. And I think sometimes there's, you know, the end of this duet, they're pretty tired by the end. And like you hear them breathing and you hear the exhaustion and the effort that they have put forth.
Yeah.
And for me, that mimics sort of how we are in the world right now. Like people are tired of we're treading along and then suddenly this thing comes in and now this horrible thing is happening again over here and now another new horrible thing. And it's like, how do we kind of navigate 2026 right now? And for me, I think it's being around the people I want to be with and plotting and talking and continuing the momentum, I guess.
Yeah. What's the next play?
Yeah.
What's the next play? And it's not a solo sport.
Yep.
It is a community. It is a team. It is a group. It is an effort by all. And that's the only way. I don't know why I'm continuing the sports reference, but I am. I'm like, the only way you can win. The only way you can win is when you all come together and you're all on the same page and you're all in that forward motion together and you're thinking with one another and responding to one another. And I think that that's, yes.
Yeah.
It is a little bit kind of the prescription that we need right now, is to not forget that no matter what's coming, is you have this team and the forward motion happens together.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like really we take so many steps forward and then we wind up retreating back or taking a few steps back and then keep going. So I think little by little, and I feel like that kind of became a theme in this work because it opens like they're literally backing away from the audience and then charge. And so there's something about this constantly like, like, not making sound effects, but this like back and forth mentality that feels very much like the state of our world right now.
Universal.
Yeah.
Maybe something that everyone can connect to in a way. And even if they're not associating it with the state of the world, it's a familiarity. I don't know a human that exists that hasn't had this start stop or this forward motion and something comes in that either pushes them back or slows them down. I mean, we could make the list of what that would be. So even coming at it through this direction, it does have a universal context.
Yeah.
So I hope Yes, I hope they're up for the challenge.
Yeah.
I hope they came to play. Yes,
Love it.
that would make me so excited. I want to hear what they have to say. So,
Love it.
is there anything else that you would like to share with us about you, about your process, about the dancers, this experience? Like,
This, I just have to say this, I'm so impressed with this whole festival, like
oh,
the
thank you.
organization, the community sense already that, I mean, just arrived yesterday and already feel like, wow, this is a whole new community that I'm very happy to be a part of.
Yeah, thank you.
And just, I just love seeing each piece because each piece is so different from the next.
Yes.
Beautiful dancers. Like, it's just, yeah, it's just such a privilege to be here. And I've only been to Houston, and that was very long ago and for a very short period of time. So I haven't really been to Texas.
Well, welcome to Southeast Texas. Yeah. Hopefully you get to see a little bit of Beaumont and the things we have going on here while you're here. But we're just thankful that you made the trip down. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining me this evening. I say secretly this is my favorite part, but I say it too much for it to be a secret anymore. Because it really is for me. The festival is about community. Yeah. It is about bringing people together who otherwise may not have crossed paths in a certain way. Yeah. And being able to present art that is not readily available to this community. I think that that's really important.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible what you're doing between the classes and the festival. Like, wow, amazing.
Thank you so much. And best wishes on the show this weekend.
Thank you. I can't wait to see it again tonight. I got to watch dress rehearsals. That was very exciting.